Welcome back to Seven's Big League, and it's that time of the night where we go up to the offices of the Sunday Press for all the latest footy gossip. As we say, a very good evening once again to the sporting editor of the Press, Scot Palmer.
Good evening, Peter. Welcome viewers back into the newsroom at the Sunday Press. St Kilda's coach Tony Jewell made a plea to everyone at St Kilda to be patient. He said the club was heading in the right direction. He hadn't heard the stories that some supporters wanted he and Captain Trevor Barker deposed. It would be a great mistake, said Tony. Jewell said that the Saints today lost it in the first quarter and appeared to be spooked into making errors. The Swans went back to the old Lake Oval tonight to celebrate and hope to meet the remaining South Melbourne Barrackers down there. Ricky Quaid is jubilant that the Swans have broken through the Melbourne barrier with their first win since 1982. Sydney people said Quaid only liked winners. Carlton must be lamenting, telling Greg Williams he wasn't up to their standard, and then seeing him gather 34 possessions for Geelong today. Tom Hafey said the Cats aren't getting carried away with the wins, although he said we've beaten 3 potential finalists. The same thing, said Tom, happened last year. Carlton's David Parkin passed out compliments to the Cats. He admitted an error in Williams. He said Jacko was a skilled player with the ball, and he said the Cats were the best side Carlton met this season. Losing the best centreman in the league had to have some effect, said Hawthorn coach Alan Jeans tonight. But he added, we anticipated a struggle against Melbourne. They had lost 2, and this was their first game at the MCG. The Hawks have Wallace, their centreman, out for 2 or 3 weeks with a hamstring injury, and Swab and Langford also are carrying injuries. Melbourne's Ron Barassi said, we lost with honour today. We never gave up. We got out of a big hole. It was like the demon spirit of old. The MCG stood to a man and applauded Robbie Flower today for the run of a lifetime and a great goal. Jim McAllister was one of 2 players reported today. He was booked by a goal umpire for making an insulting gesture to field umpire Neville Nash. Sounds like Jim gave the thumbs up when Neville's back was turned. Collingwood's coach John Cale said he was still confident the Magpies could make the 5. I would expect every player to respond to this defeat, said John. Next Saturday, it'll tell a big tale for the Collingwood team, he said. He also has Wes Fellows, the big ruckman, carrying an ankle injury. Kevin Sheedy said the Bombers showed better commitment today. And about that lanky Paul Salmon who kicked 8, Kevin said if he's got one outstanding football quality, I'd say he's a good listener. North Melbourne continue to head downhill, and now Phil Cracker is on the sidelines with a groin, and Ian Dunstan on a charge of allegedly striking somebody. Barry Cable tried to simplify the problem at Arden Street, and he said there is simply a lack of desire. Footscray's Mickey Malthouse, he was well satisfied today. He feels though the Bulldogs won't improve themselves until they string some wins together. He thought Bulldog pressure would get to North today. That old Tiger remembered it was the Kangas' Achilles heel for some years. Fitzroy officials were still meeting, trying to work out their inglorious start to the season. And Sunday pressman Bob Cremeen is standing by at VFL Park waiting for the word. The meeting is still going on. The Tigers coach Mike Patterson and his match committee rate that win as Richmond's best for 2 seasons and feels the club's revival has started for 1984. Back to you, Peter.
Thank you, Scotty. And time to check the leading goal kickers after round 3. Simon Beasley on top with an average of 8 and 24. Paul Salmon, Mark Jackson, Warren Ralph, Tony Lockett and